Hello. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Today is Thursday, December 11th, 2025, 12:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ed, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. Hope you're doing well. Been a bit of a wild week, eh? Whew. Gosh, what a week. Really gearing up for the holidays. Yeah. Got some, one of my oldest, her birthday's coming up on Sunday. So, yeah. It's going to be a fun day on Sunday. Little fam jam. And thinking that there might be a celebration on the weekend too, which is great. What else? I am exhausted this week. I have to say I'm very tired. The youngest, our 3-year-old, she's home sick. And yeah, and I'm on full-time dad duty. So I haven't had a ton of time to work on stuff, which sucks. Yeah, not great. And she's been waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'll stay awake until 5. 3 to 5, we're up. So it's pretty tiring. Not gonna lie. My wife is actually home today, and she's taking her for a drive right now, so that she actually falls asleep, hopefully, takes a nap. She's in that weird period where she drops her nap, but she's so tired from being sick that, yeah, she needs to nap. And that's the surefire way of getting her to nap, is taking her for a car ride. Hey, Brian, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Glad to have you. Hope everything's going well with you. Yeah. Yeah, sleep is important. Sleep is very important. I've been running on coffee and cookies. Had a couple extra treats this week when you're stressed out and you're, yeah, taking care of the kid. Sometimes your brain just wants a reward. You know what I mean? Yeah, same. Like a cookie. I got my tea here right now because I need a little jolt. So, yeah. What's been happening else? What else has been happening this week? Well, we got the new video up, right? For the S3-1200, which is awesome. Very pleased with that. Very beginner video, but for the people out there who are new to programming the ESP32S3, I think it's a good entry point. However, that said, it's gonna ramp up pretty quickly in terms of the coding, right? Because my thought is that the next video I'm going to do is probably the analog to digital converter. Now, you're probably wondering why I would do that instead of the digital to analog converter, so we can hear sound. The reason for that is I'm thinking that the ADC is actually a better bridge to connecting the two microcontrollers together. So next video, which comes out on Boxing Day, of course, if you don't live in the UK or Canada, that's December 26th. Instead of Christmas Eve, because it doesn't really make much sense to release the video on Christmas Eve, I think. And my thought is that we're going to hook up the ADC, and I'm going to hook up like a function generator and just record something into the PS RAM of the ESP32. and then we're going to print out just some sort of like, print out a message of some sort that that audio has been recorded to the PS RAM. And then the following video after that, my thought is we're going to hook up the other microcontroller and hook up the SD card, right? And we're going to try to write data from one ESP32 to the other. And that's going to be I think that's going to be a really good proof of concept, really good space to be, because then we can save the audio from the ADC, right, to the from the PS RAM to the SD card, and then we can play it back on our computer. So I think that's a really good place to be in the new year, right? Because that'll be, I guess, January 7th, that video will come out. So yeah, I think that'll be a really good place to be. We'll have both microcontrollers talking to each other. So yeah. So if we can do that by January 7th, I think we're in a really good place to really get things going, right? And the new really hit the ground in the new year running. So we can get this thing really humming along, right? So yeah, that's kind of the tentative plan for right now. It's always subject to change, obviously. I would prefer not to change the plan too much because I am working on limited time during the holidays because obviously I have, a bunch of family obligations and what have you. So yeah, if you guys have any feedback about that, I'm all ears, definitely. Just, let me know. But I think that's a good place to start. Good place to be, sorry. January 7th. That kind of like 2 microcontroller situation with writing to the SD card. I think that would be really awesome. Really awesome. Anyhow, yeah. Anything else going on? I do have some supplemental material that I'm hoping to finish up hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully, assuming the kid is back at daycare. Yeah, hoping to finish it up tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. It might have to be the weekend. Yeah. So that's kind of the plan there. As for the Monday live stream next week, I might actually just put off the Monday live streams till the new year. There's just so much going on right now. Finding time to kind of do all this stuff right now is kind of where I'm at, It's just a busy time of year, what have you. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. So, Arduino has a serial plotter function. You could have the audio in on the DAC and view it like a scope. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good plan. Yeah, that's a really cool plan too. It would be nice to, yeah, that is a really good plan. Yeah, I have to figure out, the DAC obviously has a lot more planning involved with that, right? And I do have the basic plan, but I really have to spend some time to figure out how it's going to be presented. Right? Because the AD7541 has a couple other sort of quirks that I have to take care of with the op-amp, with an op-amp and a circuit there that I have to explain. So maybe what we'll do is that, so I think, but plotting it like a scope would be really, really smart idea, I think. So maybe what we'll do is let me just take a look at the calendar for a second. I do really like that idea though, because that is a really smart idea. I forgot about that plotter function. I always forget about that. So right now we're looking at Boxing Day, the 26th, being the ADC video. Then the 7th is going to be probably our SD card video. Excuse me. So the 21st, it would be really cool on the 21st to have that DAC completely figured out in terms of just hooking it up so that we can get one monophonic sound plotted, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. That might be a really clever way of doing a DAC video without having to hook it up to, any external kind of sound source, audio interface, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then the video after that, we can get into the sample and hold stuff. Right. So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm just thinking out loud here. Just thinking out loud. But, like, if things go smoothly, as they have been, like, we're looking at, like, right? We're looking at, like, beginning of March. Like, stuff is going to be pretty well realized, right? At that point, which is really cool. Which is really, really, really cool. Yeah. But thank you, Brian. That's a great idea. I totally forgot about that plotter function. That could be really handy. Doing that. Yeah. I really like that a lot. Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for the suggestion. If there's anybody out there, any beginners out there or anything like that, anybody who's following along with the project, and you want to ask any questions or make any suggestions like Brian just did, feel free to drop a comment in the chat. I'm all ears. Always happy to hear feedback. Always happy to take suggestions. So just, let me know. Yeah. Or if you're watching this after the fact. Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, we could also do, that's a really good point. Yes, you're right. Sorry. I'm very tired. We could definitely plot the ADC, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. That would be a great way of, instead of like a serial printout, or in conjunction with a serial printout, right? Because my thought was we hook up in the next video. We're going to hook up the ADC, going to hook up the function generator. We're going to sample a second, right? And then we're going to do a little math with the memory and just verify that we've taken up space, kind of thing. That was my plan. But the serial plotter is even better, honestly, because then we can actually see that, we've sampled a sine wave or a square wave. In fact, Brian, you know what? That's actually, what we could do is we could use a pin on the ESP32 to output a square wave, right? And then input it back into the DAC. So we don't even have to use a function generator, right? And then serial plot the sampled square wave. That would be good, because then you wouldn't need any other crap, right? You wouldn't need to hook up anything else. That could work really well. I like that idea. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Espressif IDE doesn't have a serial plotter, does it? But yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, love that idea. And then the DAC will be able to, we can skip the serial plotting of the DAC. We don't need to serial plot that, I don't think. I don't think that would be useful information, but it would be useful to hear something, right? And we could sample a square wave and play it back, right? In the DAC video. That would be really great. That would be really great. I did have a little bit of a discussion with, not a discussion, but on the video that I put out on Wednesday. I just wanted to mention this. I forget the individual's name. Let me just take a look here. But he was, I believe it's a he, because it's Peter, I think is the username. Let me just take a look here. Just give me one sec. Whoop. Yeah, Peter Piper 0815 had a comment that he's thinking about building along with us, which is really cool, which would be really awesome. He said that he said, I would be happy with the input stage, amp, and that incredible input filter section alone. Aliasing comes from the tracker software I use. At the moment, the tracker sounds a bit harsh. That would probably be gone when I sample through the SP amp/filter. Plus, I would get the dynamic behavior. Now, I could be wrong, and I'd have to take a look at the datasheet, or not the datasheet, but the service manual. But I could be wrong on this, but I'm not sure that I think there's just an amplifier on the input section. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to take a look again. It's been a minute since I looked at the input. I should probably do that though, since for this new video. But yeah, you know, doing something like that is totally doable. We just have to check the specs on our ADC to see what we're capable of, handling, right? In terms of input, voltage swing, right? I'm not sure that there's a filter on the input stage or not. You know, there might be. I just can't remember offhand. I have to look at the service manual. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in the video, or on Patreon or something, maybe. Yeah. So, but great comment, and I think that would be really cool to have, you know, that sort of input section, kind of like hammered out so that it sounds really good. You know, that's obviously a big part of this, and also the output filtering as well, right? We have to still decide on that, whether we're going to do that or not. There's all that output filtering, right? Remember the TRS jacks? Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. So there must be filtering, right? Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so we'll have to take a look at that too. I think for the video though, we'll probably just be focusing on just getting the DAC hooked up, right? Yeah, it's such a big task, this project. So it's, you know, it's tricky figuring out how to divide all this stuff up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit with that. But I think that's sort of like, you know, input amplifier and filtering, and output filtering, stuff like that. You know, that could be an entire video on its own, right? I guess we just gotta take it a step at a time and see how it evolves. Yeah, we're gonna have to take it a couple steps at a time. Yeah, once I'm not so, I'm feeling a little, like I said, I'm feeling a little tired today, so I need to think about this a little bit more before I give a definitive response on what I'm going to do. But anyway, that is the sound of the Keytar. Buttons being pressed. Let's go up top. See what it looks like. Shall we? Now, I'm a little concerned about this little guy. And by little, I mean fairly large. Let's see here. Here it is. There it is, the Keytar. We're keytaring. Yeah. So, yeah, it's big. It's a big one. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big old Keytar. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Let's see. So, there's no stuff around back there. It's literally just like a dummy controller. It's got, we got our mod wheel, right? Looks like some sort of other modulation wheel. This is like pitch bend. This is some sort of remote foot switch situation. Then you got your program change for, I guess, MIDI, right? And you got your key transpose and MIDI function. Yeah. It's a little dirty. And the other thing, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Something's bouncing around in there. Great. And then you got this input here, which is like, I guess it's like it's a 5-pin cable. Okay, 5-pin. So I don't know if I don't think it's just MIDI. I think it's also power. It's also power. But I guess one thing we need to figure out is whether it powers on at all, right? We need to figure that out. And if we can't figure out how to power it on, then we need to, what do you call it? We need to open it up and see what that rattling is. I'm not sure that I have the appropriate cable for this, now that I'm looking at it. Let me grab the power supply unit and the bag of cables that I've got. There's the power supply. And here's the cable. So that's good. So we can test if it turns on. Look at this thing, eh? So, let me show you. So there's the, it's like a 5-pin MIDI-ish cable. It's already got some electrical tape on here. So we should we'll check the cable at some point today. Right? See if it could be a cable issue. Right? Which would be a blessing. A real blessing. So let's plug this in, and then we'll see if this thing powers on. Okay. Okay, so the unit, the power supply powers on, so that's good. And then we're going to go in here. And then I'm guessing that this plugs into the unit. Just a guess. Yeah. Oh boy. This is going to be weird. This desk always is never big enough. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Life by Dave. The desk is never big enough. Okay. Okay, so it's in, and it looks like it's powered on. I've got two little lights here that are on, so that's good. If I press these buttons, they seem to work. And of course, it's sending MIDI information. So it's getting control here. So it's not the cable. Oh, and if you press this button, it changes some stuff on the unit here. CD. Okay. It's got a MIDI out on here. What could we do to verify that it has MIDI? I don't know if I have anything on hand that I could use for this. Although I do have I mean, it's definitely receiving something because that light changes, right? So that tells me that it's receiving. It's receiving something. The light wouldn't change if it wasn't receiving something, right? Well, I'm trying to think if I have anything on hand that I could use to verify that it's making sound or that it's sending MIDI information. I do have although I don't have a power supply for the micro Korg. Shoot. I didn't anticipate needing something hooked up for MIDI. Because I wasn't even sure what was wrong with this. So, I mean, stuff seems to be working. So, my gut is telling me let's, for the sake of the live stream at the moment, let's just crack it open and see what that rattling is. Make sure it's nothing important. Because, yeah. Like I said, I haven't got anything on hand right now that I can quickly plug in to verify that the MIDI's working. But we can, this is more of just sort of like trying to figure out what's going on with this stupid thing. Oh, man. That cable sucks. Real pain to get out. All right. Great. Well, at least we know the power supply works, turns on. All right. Let's find out what that rattling's all about. There's a lot of screws. And it looks like this has been opened already because it's missing screws. Shocker. By the way, how are you guys doing? You guys doing good? How's life with you guys? I guess, hopefully you, I know Brian was mentioning he's got some holidays coming up, got a trip coming up, which is awesome. Hopefully you both get some time off, good chunk of time off work. You know what I'm wondering? I better make sure that these screws don't undo something major on the inside. So I'm going to take all these smaller screws out first, and see what's happening with this thing. Oh, nice. Yeah. They, yeah, some of the, I've never really played around with the colors and stuff, but they seem really good. They seem really good. Yeah, I should order one that's a different color for fun one time. I'm just such a, I don't know. I just always go for the green. I don't know why. But maybe I'll make the like one of the ESP32 PCBs, or the ESP32 PCB, a different color. But yeah. So are you just moving things around, Ed, on the board? Like just trying to get the layout a bit more efficient kind of thing? Oh, 28th. Wow. Okay. Great. Oh, beautiful. 20 degrees. I'll take it. I'd take it right now. It is a winter wonderland here at the moment. I would love 20. We were in the car the other day. I was picking up my kid, and she said, "Dad, how cold is it?" I said, "Well, it's 0 degrees Celsius." And she's like, "Is that hot or cold?" I was like, "What do you think?" And she's like, "Well, then how hot is hot?" And I was like, "I don't know. It gets to be like, I don't know, 35 here in the summer. So that's hot. 20 would be perfect, though." right. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. So you're kind of just cleaning it up a bit. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm actually going to I mean, I can tell you guys is that in lieu of the live stream on New Year's Day, I'm going to be putting out sort of like a recap of 2025. You know, I'm going to talk about probably, you know, the all the stuff that I made during the year and what have you, and kind of talk about the goals for this coming year, 2026. Obviously, the S3-1200 is really big, but I would like to get the ESP32 sampler to a point where it's a little bit better too. You know, like there's so much fiddling going on with it right now. You know, like I sort of was saying, you know, the line input doesn't quite get needs like a little bit of a boost, right? Needs a preamp or whatever. So that's something that I would like to just make it an all-in-one kind of thing, right? Like just get a Rev 2 kind of like done. I think that would be nice. I would love to have a Rev 2 of that done, a more completed version of it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in Ontario, so we get cold. It's all cold. It's all just freezing. It's funny though, because like the past couple, I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 winters ago, it was you couldn't even tell it was December. But last year we got a ton of snow, and I think we're getting a ton this year too, which it's my mortal enemy. Not my favorite. If you don't mind me asking, Brian, where are you headed for your vacation? All right, looks like they taped this enclosure. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous. Morocco. Oh my God. Jealous, buddy. Amazing. They taped this thing shut. Oh, look at that. You got a little button up there too. I didn't even see that. Check that. Neat. That's gorgeous though. Oh, that's great. Beautiful. All right, which screws did I miss? You'd figure with all this light that I have down here that I'd be able to see, but I can't. My eyes just aren't the same as they used to be. Man, this thing looks insane on the inside. I want to show you guys. I think I might need to take off these guys. This looks crazy. Yeah, I think I might need to remove those. This is way more complicated than it looks. Right? Gorgeous. I think when I was a kid, I feel like I might have, like we did like the whole European thing, you know, we're in, my dad was on sabbatical, and we were there for a while. I'm pretty sure we drove through Morocco. That was in the summertime. We did a whole thing, you know. Whole Griswold's European vacation vibe, you know. All right. Hopefully this... Oh, buddy. Come on. This thing is neat. Please open. Look at that. There is all kinds of shit in there. Oh, and it's got a battery. It's got a battery right here. Look how... Oh, look at this. That's what was rattling inside. A guitar pick. Well, isn't that neat? Man, there's all kinds of schmutz in here. Like, you know, like when you take apart an old keyboard and it's got like that old like foam inside? That's what... It's like all disintegrated foam and shit. It looks disgusting. Wow. Okay. This thing is neat. Yeah. Right? Wait, this isn't my real guitar, is it? Well, at least we know what the rattling was. At least I think that's what the rattling was. I don't want to pull that out. Man, it is crazy the amount of stuff, like the amount of dirt in here. And there's like hair everywhere. Yeah, there's hair everywhere. Oh my God. Yeah, look at the enclosure. The enclosure is definitely busted. There's, you guys can't see that, but it looks like it's the plastic is actually broken there. Let me show you. Try and do this. You guys can see that. Can you see that broken thing there? Yeah. I can't believe the amount of crap in here. It's very dirty. I think we need to vacuum. So, yeah, we need to vacuum this thing. Some pretty neat stuff. Looks like there's like a proprietary Roland chip here. A couple of them. We've just got some... Looks like... I've never heard of these parts before, but we've got some... Looks like some op amps. Maybe. Probably to get it to a 5-volt logic level. Maybe. I don't know. But there is all kinds of shit in here. No wonder why it's not working properly. Yeah. Let me see. You know what? I might take the camera off of the overhead for right now, just so I can show you guys a little bit closer up of the amount of dirt that I'm seeing here. So just patience with my camera work, but I want to show you guys. So here's our PCB. So look at see all the dirt around these parts here? Like, it is dirty. The foam inside of it has just completely disintegrated, and it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. So we need to figure out how to clean all that and clean this entire thing, right? Because look at the, I'll just show you we should test we'll test the battery too while we have it open. We can put in a new battery if it needs it, which it might need a new battery, right? So we'll definitely test the coin cell battery for I'm guessing it probably saves the program information and all that crap, right? But check out the power input. It is just caked in crud. And it's like everywhere. All in the enclosure. It's everywhere. And then look at the key bed. Like, look at that. All kinds of hair. Like, they're a touring band, right? So it's, or not a touring band, but they play, I mean, they're touring, I guess. But it looks like somebody removed some foam. And that's probably why the keys don't have, like, they're really, what's the description I'm looking for? They're like really, they don't have that, like, you know, when you play like a really nice keyboard, like Brian's Wave State, and it's got like a nice, it feels nice to play it. It's like somebody took off the foam and didn't put it back. So I'm wondering if whoever tried to repair this before took off, yeah, like the travel on it. Yeah. Like, you know, when you get a really nice one and it's like very pleasurable to play and it feels really, doesn't feel like you're like banging on a piece of metal. This feels like it's banging on a piece of metal. Whereas, so I'm wondering if somebody took off the foam, because if you look at this, there's like adhesive strips and shit that I think had foam on there, but have been removed, right? And then I guess we should probably, so here's the plan. This is my plan. Like, look at all the crap. God. I mean, we should probably test all these diodes too, right? Because if there are any dead keys, it's likely a diode. So that's something we need to check too. So yeah, but check this out. It's kind of cool how they have this, the modulation wheels. It's just a piece of plastic that's turning the pod, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Call me a simple guy, but you know, I think that's really neat. And same thing with this one, with the pitch bend, but it's got a bit more of like a spring to it, which is pretty cool. And then here's another modulation wheel that's more like a traditional potentiometer. So let's figure out a game plan. Let's talk about a game plan for this thing. All right. All right, let's get this back up. Okay. Yeah, totally. I've opened up some old Casios before, and you should see. I opened one that I found on the side of the road, and it was filled with just like disintegrating foam. It was disgusting, and I'm not sure if the purpose of the foam is when it's like surrounding cables and stuff, because that was where the majority of it was disintegrating. Like, I can't imagine that it would be for any type of shielding, you know. I mean, maybe it is, But yeah. Anyway, we're going to have to clean this thing. So, yeah, kind of sucks. But we're going to have to, yeah, we're going to have to hook up a vacuum. We're going to be vacuuming next week, guys. So I need to get some sort of like anti-static, like bristle for my shop vac so we can vacuum all this shit up. So we got a vacuum, and then we need to figure out how we're going to clean these PCBs. Vacuuming will definitely help, and I can get like a anti-static brush to brush up all the schmutz. But I don't know. Do you guys have any recommendations? I really don't want to dunk any of these PCBs in. I don't want to dunk any of the PCBs in any kind of liquid with these electrolytic capacitors because I don't want to have to recap stuff too. Oh, is there? Okay, yeah, I'll have to check out the I'll check out the service manual too. We'll download that. So we can test it, right? And we can get a better idea of what is the issue with this thing. But it definitely needs a cleaning for sure. We'll definitely clean it. It'll improve functionality 100%. You know, it always does. You know, don't have to go too crazy. Some of these PCBs on this side, let me just move the chat out of the way for a sec. I'll move it to the bottom corner here. But these PCBs up here, these guys here, they look pretty clean. So it's not so much that one. It's sort of like this main, the brain of the operation here that I'm kind of thinking about. But like there's all kinds of dirt on here. But I'm thinking maybe just get a brush, anti-static brush. We'll vacuum, right? What else? We'll vacuum up all the stuff. We'll test the battery. And then maybe if there's any sort of like extra crap on here, we'll maybe hit it with some isopropyl, 99% isopropyl alcohol, just to get all the crap off of there. Yeah, I think that's sort of the plan for the moment. And don't let me forget, we need to hook up some sort of MIDI situation next week, right? To make sure that we are getting MIDI information from this thing. That would be wise. I do have some contact cleaner. We could clean some of these connections. Looks like this connector wasn't really seated very well. So we'll clean those connections too. We'll just kind of tidy it up. We'll put it, yeah, that's the plan. So this is the plan. We're going to power everything up tomorrow, next Thursday. We're going to hook it up to probably the 404 or something like that. Test the MIDI, make sure that we're getting MIDI information from each key. Make sure we're getting MIDI information from the buttons, right? And then start cleaning it. And doing the appropriate tests that we need to do on it. Yeah, that's kind of it, really, if you think about it. You know what I find really interesting, though, while I have you guys here, is, like, these keys are just a button matrix, right? It's just a diode button matrix like we did on the ESP32, on the ESP32 sampler. That's all it is with these things, It's crazy to me how... It's just crazy to me how simple some of these designs are. It's it's nothing crazy. Yeah. exactly. It's really neat. It's really neat. But yeah, so we need isopropyl alcohol. We need an anti-static brush for next week. We need our vacuum. We need isopropyl alcohol. We need some contact cleaner. We need the SP404 Mark II hooked up so that we can verify it. And judging by the cable down here, it's already got some electrical tape on it. So I think it would be a really nice idea to maybe redo the cable for them too, so that it's really nice and robust. We'll get some heat shrink on there so it's really slick. We don't have to worry about a shoddy cable. Yeah. Oh, and I'll grab a coin cell battery too, just to have it on hand. Yeah. Yeah, I've used MIDI aux in the past too, Brian. That's a good call too. Yeah, we can definitely use MIDI aux, or we could just plug into Ableton, right? But yeah, MIDI aux would be good too. And we could also, I have a what do you call it? I have a Pure Data patch that displays all incoming MIDI messages that I did a while back now, but it's handy. It's handy for sure. So yeah. Although I should check to make sure that it's working correctly before I do that. So maybe MIDI aux is the way to go. Knowing my what do you call it? Knowing my luck, it wouldn't work correctly, and then we'd be shit out of luck, right? Yeah. God, it is just covered in crap. Anyway, so yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan for this thing, I think. Yeah, it'd be fun though, because we can test all these diodes too, right? We'll do that too, and so that we know how to test diodes too, right? That'd be handy to know. Yeah. Isn't there one called, there's one called MIDI Yoke too, I think. There's a couple of them. There's a bunch of them, I think. Anyway, so there you go. And maybe, you know what we'll do too, is I got a whole whack load of screws. So we'll try to find like some replacement screws for this freaking enclosure for this Keytar, so that it gets, so they don't have to keep it taped shut anymore. I think that would be very nice too. So anyways, unfortunately I'm running out of dad time, solo dad time at the moment. So I gotta unfortunately wrap it up here. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot. At least we've figured out kind of what the rattling was all about. So now it's just verifying that the MIDI works and all that kind of stuff. And then we're just going to clean it up and hopefully everything works correctly. We might need to figure out how these contacts work on the key bed, but they all look really good. They all look clean, so we'll figure that out. Thanks for coming to hang out again, guys. Sorry I wasn't in top form today. Yeah, just not, when you're running on low, when you're running on empty, it's difficult to think sometimes. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out anyways. I really do. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to get those notes updated this weekend, or tomorrow. Hopefully, if the kid is back in school. Yeah, hoping to get those notes up so that you guys have a kind of block diagram of how the S3-1200 is laid out. Definitely hit me up on the post on Patreon if you guys have any suggestions or, or any notes for me. I feel like I always worry about posting videos and I miss stuff. So, yeah, if you guys think that, like I should be covering more in each video, I'm open to that too. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to make this work the best for everybody. So anyways, yeah, I'll try and get those notes uploaded, as I said, tomorrow, or at least at the very latest by the end of the weekend. And then, fingers crossed, I'll be able to hop online on Monday. But yeah, I don't know. I might have to cancel the Monday live streams till the new year, until things kind of settle down a bit. But definitely, I'll be back on Thursday to continue work on this thing, and then people can ask questions about or if you guys have questions about the post or suggestions about the post, then we can talk about it kind of more in real time, and hopefully I'll be a little sharper next week. So, yeah, I guess have a great rest of your week. Ed, enjoy the rest of your day off. Yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And, yeah, if I don't talk to you before next Thursday, I will see you guys hopefully next Thursday. Okay? All right, fellas, take it easy, and talk to you soon. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks for all the feedback and stuff, and yeah, appreciate it.